Hi guys, Catalan Ben here from CatalanSoccer.com, and today we're bringing you a fantastic drill that's going to help you coach your kids how to turn like Kevin De Bruyne. Now today's drill is very simple. You will need a ball and a wall or a passing partner. Today we're going to be using some passing balls that we got from Diamond Football, but if you don't have equipment like that, you can use any wall or use a coach or use a partner. Now if you haven't seen one of our videos before, do feel free to subscribe to the channel. We bring you the latest tips, tricks, tutorials and FAQs, as well as product reviews on some of the best football equipment you can find. So if that's the kind of content you're looking for, then hit that subscribe button now. Now this drill is all about receiving to turn. Now it is a better idea to try and turn where you receive the ball with an open body, already half facing the way that you might want to go next. And we often coach kids to try and receive the ball with an open body. However, this is a turn that you will use if you haven't had chance or haven't had time to open your body before the ball arrives. It's the kind of turn that kids can use when they're caught out a little bit, when a ball comes in and they haven't done the basics and got their body open, but they can still open their body whilst they turn with the ball. Now the full turn that we're working towards is going to be 180 degrees, so to go from north to south whilst receiving the ball. But to start with, because we're coaching this to kids, we're going to start with a 90-degree turn, just a quarter turn to open the body, and then we start to increase that rotation as they get used to the practice. So part one of the practice works like this. The ball comes into the player's feet, they open up their body and receive on their right foot, and then play a pass with their left foot. The ball comes back in from the same direction they've just sent it. They now receive on the left foot and play with the right foot. You can either do this in a little group of 3 or 4, or you can use the passing balls like we're doing here to give a very quick return and getting more repetitions for the child. One of the first things that kids need to learn here is to step out of the line of the ball. A lot of kids will often try and take the ball in the middle of the body while their body's still in the way of the pass, and that makes it more difficult to rotate and turn and open those hips. So what we want to coach kids to do is take one step out of the line of the ball as they receive, take the ball on their back foot, but step out of the line as the ball travels. Now, once kids are successfully stepping out of the line of the ball, the next part to focus on is the contact point of the ball and the foot. We really need to make sure here that kids understand to not catch the bottom of the ball. That's going to get height and bounce in that first touch. The more bobble and bounce in that first touch, the more difficult the turn and the less likely the child is to keep control of the ball. What we're trying to do here is actually make contact with the equator of the ball. If kids have done geography at school, they'll understand that the equator is that ring around the middle, and they're trying to hover that foot off the ground to make contact with the very center of the ball. We'll do a slow motion video here where you can really see that as the ball comes in, the foot comes slightly off the floor, receives in the middle of the ball, hits that equator, and then there is no bounce on the first touch. That means that the next pass is not only easier, but can be performed faster. So now we're stepping out of the line of the ball and making contact with the inside of the foot around the equator. Now the next part is to increase the rotation. So after a few practices where the kids have got the ball bouncing from left foot and right foot, where they're getting the ball out from their feet and opening up on that quarter turn, the next point we're going to do is now to try and open up on the half turn. Now this is to go 180 degrees whilst taking a touch. That's not easy to do. Most kids will struggle just to turn 180 degrees without the ball. So to do it whilst receiving the ball is quite tricky. Let's show you the tips here now as to how you're going to coach this to the kids. Now, as well as just stepping out the line of the ball, the full rotation here comes from stepping slightly forwards as well. So we step diagonally forwards with the left foot, and that helps to open the shoulders on the right hand side, or diagonally forwards on the right foot if we're opening up on the left side. Because we're stepping forwards here, we're increasing the angle of rotation, but it's very important that we understand we get both feet off the floor, and that increases the rotation. So if a kid tries to turn with their left foot still in contact with the floor, they're going to limit how far their hips can open. If they get that left foot slightly off the floor, as you can see here in this slow motion video, by using that left foot coming slightly off the floor, it increases the angle of rotation and allows for a much bigger angle of the body. The further that the child can open their body when they receive, the more it opens up their passing angles, and the more it gives them a range of pass that they wouldn't be able to unlock if they hadn't opened on that half turn. This kind of turn is really useful when playing out from the back. If a central player is receiving the ball from a goalkeeper, opening up on the half turn gets them facing forward very quickly. It's also great for switching the play. If the ball comes in from one side and I want to get the ball out to the other side, then when that ball comes in, as I receive with a closed body, a half turn opens the game up to then be able to switch the play quickly and efficiently. Now the speed and the timing of the turn are very important. What I try to coach kids here is to snap the turn. We want it to be a quick movement that happens in the blink of an eye. We don't want a slow rotation on the hips. We want to snap around very quickly. For kids who play Fortnite and Call of Duty and those kind of games, a great terminology to use is move that right shoulder as if you were dodging a bullet. How fast would you have to move to dodge a real bullet? If that bullet was flying at your right shoulder, you'd have to snap it out of the way quickly, and that's how we want to move the hips and the shoulders quickly out of the way of the ball to allow that turning angle to really open up. Now this kind of turn doesn't work on the stretch, so if the ball is too far out from the body, if the ball's outside the right shoulder by too much or outside the left shoulder by too much, it's very difficult to do this turn, and I wouldn't recommend trying to half turn when the kid is stretching. What we are looking to do here is turn when the ball is coming right down the line of the body. However, if the pass does come slightly to the left or slightly to the right, often Kevin De Bruyne will get his body in line with the ball and step into the line of it before he executes this half turn. So don't coach kids to never do this turn if it's not coming down the centre line of the body. Instead, coach them not to have lazy feet, not to wait for the perfect pass, but if they can see the line of the ball isn't down the middle of their body, teach them to step in line with it and then execute the turn. Stepping in line with the ball is very important before the ball arrives, and then stepping out of the line of the ball is very important just as you're turning. Now most kids will probably struggle to do this on their right foot if the ball is anywhere near the left hand side of their body. So watch here how we serve the ball intentionally onto this yellow side, onto my left foot, and I still manage to turn on the right foot. If I slide my body across quickly, I can still get the turn that I'm hoping for. So what you need to coach your kids here is actually give them a bad pass on purpose, send the ball to their weaker side and see if they can still shuffle their feet quick enough to turn on their strong side. And then, if they're getting good at that, you can flip it round and give the ball onto their strong side, but ask them to still try and turn on that weak side. The great thing about half turning on the weak foot is it opens up a pass or a shot on that strong foot. So remember the main coaching points. Step out of the line of the ball, make contact with the equator of the ball, and don't forget to rotate those hips and snap out of the way of the ball as quickly as you can. That's everything for this video today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't done already, and we will see you next time. See ya.